What is it about leasing that customers like, as compared to spending their hard-earned cash or going to the bank for a loan? Leasing customers, by the way, are generally referred to in the industry as lessees, whereas leasing companies are referred to as lessors, so I'll start to use these terms. A number of surveys have been done of lessees, and the reasons that they give for taking leasing are always the same: cash flow, convenience, and services. What does that mean? Cash flow means that lessees don't like to invest their cash into unproductive assets like executive cars, when they could be using that cash in their business to produce profits. They would prefer to pay as they go, paying a fractional amount each month for the use of the asset. To gain an extra perspective on this, you should know that nearly half of all leasing is to small businesses or small and medium enterprises. And small businesses will be very happy to have anything to take pressure off their finances. The second reason is convenience, and this again reflects the needs of small businesses, who find it a lengthy and onerous process to go to their banks and go through the formalities. In contrast, they find that dealing with leasing companies results in much speedier transactions. The third reason is services, and once more, leasing of company cars is a very good example. These days, a leasing company will not only finance the car, they'll actually source the car with the specification you're looking for. They'll insure it and tax it. They'll arrange for the servicing, and at the end of the 3 years, they'll dispose of the car for you. This removes a number of onerous tasks from the lessee, and it's a service that he wouldn't have got if he'd gone for a bank loan or paid for cash. We've had a look why lessees lease, but what's in it for lessors? Where do they make their money? Well, lessors don't have unlimited amounts of cash with which to buy assets for lessees to use. They have to go to banks to borrow like everybody else. The secret is that they ensure that they can borrow at a cheaper rate than the lessee can. This means that they can then add a profit margin. The rate at which the lessor borrows from the bank is known as the cost of funds, and when you add the profit margin to it, you get what's called the lease rate to the customer. Profit margin is the biggest source of lessors' profits, although there are some other areas where lessors can make some extra income. One example is if the lessee wants to continue to use the equipment at the end of the lease. The lessee will have to pay a continuation rental, and although it's small, it's actually called a peppercorn rental. It still represents pure profit to the lessor because the cost of the equipment has all been paid off. Some leases, like car leases, have not paid off the whole cost of the asset by the end of the lease, and the lessor has to take the asset back and resell it. Now, if the lessor has done its sums correctly, this may be another opportunity for the lessor to make an extra profit.